NBC News projects Arizona is officially in the win column for President-elect Donald Trump. It was the last state to report the final vote total. The president-elect flipped the swing state back after President Joe Biden won it in 2020. He can now count the state's 11 electoral votes in his victory, bringing his total to 312 compared to Vice President Kamala Harris's 226 votes. The win in Arizona also completes a GOP sweep of all 7 battleground states, including right here in Georgia, of course. And here's a live look at the White House, where President-elect Donald Trump will meet with President Biden for an Oval Office meeting next week. The visit is a symbolic step for the transition of power from one president to the next. Aaron Gilchrist has the story.
Tonight, America's transition of power begins. The White House announcing an Oval Office meeting between President Biden and President-elect Trump.
I'm going to see him on Wednesday.
Biden following through on his promise earlier this week.
On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
Trump and Biden spoke by phone on Wednesday, the president-elect describing the call to NBC's Kristen Welker as very respectful both ways. The invitation a return to tradition that Trump bucked, never inviting Biden to the White House after he won the 2020 election. Trump only agreeing to an orderly and peaceful transfer of power back then after a violent mob of his supporters stormed the Capitol on January 6th. In 2016, then President Obama sat with Trump in the Oval Office, extending an olive branch after Hillary Clinton's defeat.
We now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds.
That meeting following decades of precedent: Bush to Obama, Clinton to Bush, Bush to Clinton, Reagan to Bush, and Carter to Reagan.
This was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time.
Meanwhile, Trump is working out of his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida, focusing on building his new administration. The president-elect already choosing his campaign manager, Susie Wiles, as his new White House chief of staff, the first woman to ever serve in that role. Trump also favoring cabinet candidates who come from outside Washington and have business experience over members of Congress. That's according to 2 sources familiar with the process.
That was Aaron Gilchrist reporting for us tonight. So here's what's going to happen next. President-elect Trump will officially take office in about 10 weeks.